Today on 6 Minutes, we will be talking about and answering the question, what should Congress be doing during 2014? Today we'll be talking about gun control. We think that is the most important topic Congress should deal with during the year of 2014. Me and my two partners, Adam and Landon, will discuss our beliefs and why we think this topic Congress should be handling. Today we'll be talking about, should the government be able to take our guns? Should the government be able to have a say in gun control? Is it necessary to put restrictions on gun magazines and on ammunition? Ways not to restrict those who abide by the laws.
I will begin with my statement. On December 14th, 20 sets of parents received a call no parent ever wants to receive, that they would never see their son or daughter again. Earlier that day, a deranged killer wielding an assault weapon and armed with a high-capacity ammunition magazine shot his way into Sandy Hook Elementary School.
Next thing we're talking about is, should the government put restrictions on ammunition and large capacity magazines? Putting restrictions on ammunition is just going to hurt the law-abiding citizen because most ammo used in crime is obtained illegally. And also, putting restrictions on large capacity magazines is going to hurt the person trying to defend themselves because it's hard to defend yourself if you only have one shot.
Our second topic that we will talk about today is, should the government be able to take our guns? In the Constitution of the United States, the Second Amendment clearly states that we have the right to bear arms. This is an unalienable right, which means that it cannot be taken away from us. Also, if the government is to take our guns, hunters will be affected. They use guns to hunt animals, in which they can help the United States population out by reducing the number of wild game, in which reduces the threats of motor vehicle crashes on the interstates. In 2012, the U.S. recorded 1.22 million car wrecks due to deer on the interstates.
The third topic to be covered is ways not to restrict those who follow the laws. There are many ways not to restrict those who follow the laws. One of the first things that should be done is have a criminal background check. You could also take the concealed carriers class to prove that you can handle a gun. Also check the medical records of the ones buying guns. This will make sure that they are not taking any drugs that impair their judgment. The background check is a good idea, but it only affects the law-abiding citizens.
Our final topic to be covered tonight is, should the government have a say in gun control? We believe the government should have a say, but it should be very limited. 85% of Americans own a firearm. Only 2% of legal firearms are used in crimes. This means 98% of legal firearms owned by residents of the United States are in the hands of good people.
There's the argument that anything with detachable box magazines, the common, what people refer to as assault rifles, AR-15s, AK-47s, FALs, that are military-grade weapons. I call it a misnomer. Weapons are only weapons when you use them against somebody. A hammer can be a weapon. Matter of fact, there's more people in the United States killed each year with blunt force trauma than by a rifle. So you kill somebody with a rock, that becomes a weapon. So I call them fire, are nothing more than a tool in the hands of the user. The person bent on death and destruction will use whatever means necessary. And I don't feel that the actions of less than 200 or 300 a year should affect the millions of legal law-abiding citizens. Well, in a perfect world, there would be as little government intervention as possible, especially federal government. about anything, but in modern society, I do understand there have to be rules and limitations. It's one of those catch-22 things. People who are going to break the law are going to break the law no matter what the law is. Mm-hmm. Laws only affect honest people because the lawless don't care. You know, but I understand the NFA Act. I understand the National Firearms Act. I understand the 1968, 1969 amnesty for machine guns and the 86 cutoff for transferable machine guns. I understand that. That don't mean I like it simply because I love to own one. But I think that our regulations are strict enough. If they would just enforce the rules they already have, they shouldn't need to enact anymore. I think that the universal background check would deter people who are attempting to purchase one legally. And it provides one small part of the checks and balance system. But ultimately, if a person wants a gun, they can just get it through a straw purchase, or they can get a stolen or a face-to-face sale that is non-regulated. And even if you require background checks for every single sale, who is going to regulate the already 40 billion guns in the United States that are already out there and not registered? You decide to sell one to him and nobody witnesses, what good does the law do? So why make laws you can't enforce?